it sounds, and we're underway.
So ball goes up in the middle. Morrison and Gilmore at it. Morrison's able to win the first hit out of the day, which is a big win for him, but the Raiders will go forward first. O'Sullivan kicks a high up and under kick inside forward 50. No mark taken. Doing well at ground level was Merkel, but illegally was he able to get rid of his direct opponent. So Mernda will get the first free kick of the afternoon. Guelpho does a short kick over to Marshall, who's had plenty of experiences in final series with Bandura, coming across this year for the Demons. Marshall's kick up towards, it's a big fly from Rufus Jones out the back. He's able to fist it forward to Kafari. He wasn't able to take it cleanly before being knocked down. Turner's there for the Demons. He does a handball out into space, forces a one-on-one where Marshall and Jones go at it. Neither could take it cleanly. That ball will go out of bounds for the first boundary throw-in of the preliminary final between the Raiders and the Demons. Hot start so far, Nick.
Certainly is. Bodies flying everywhere at the moment.
And James King in defence is on Matthew Borden.
Tap from Gilmore there for Morrison, trying to get on top of it. There is Nolan. He tries to handball away. Coming through now is Rufus Jones. Another clearance for the Raiders. That might hang in the air okay, almost for Kerr. Kafari front and centre, couldn't take the mark. Kafari can still snap towards goal. Kafari, chance here for Lockie Kerr. It's swung. No, it's missed to the right.
He was confident that went through. Goal umpire said otherwise.
First score of the preliminary final goes to the Raiders. It's one behind. Mernda yet to score. That's very promising though for the Raiders against the wind. Already two early clearances. And Anthony Kafari looking lively. Only 9 goals this year, but certainly knows how to find the big sticks when required. So Lockie Kerr almost got that one. And we'll clear things away for Mernda now. So Callett will look towards the pavilion side. Bouncing ball. And Mazzarella happy to see that one over the line for a boundary throw-in.
Almost a win for the Demons. One kick. No one needed to touch it. And it gets its way over to centre wing.
So boundary throw-in. Almost true centre wing. Pavilion side. Good crowd building here at Laylaw Reserve. Tap from Gilmore. Coming in the other way is O'Sullivan. Spills towards the middle of the ground. Picking up one up there on that occasion was Brunskill. Bounce didn't favour Nolan. Now the Demons win possession. They send it towards half forward. Healy in the hole. Got a hand onto it. Ball heading towards the boundary line, and that's where it will stay. Now we have a boundary throw. 2.5 minutes into the opening term. The Raiders are one behind. Mernda yet to score.
And this is the first time at all that Mernda have gone forward. So let's see how they make use of their forward foray.
So ball going to be thrown back in just outside Mernda's forward 50. Yet to go inside 50 so far this afternoon. The game's only just started, to be fair, as the Raiders through O'Sullivan are going to work this out the back. Nicolo's kick. Does it stay in play? Boundary umpire says no, sir.
Now, there's been 2 photo finishes. One the shot for goal. That one, they've both gone against the Raiders.
So Andrew Kelly will kick this back into play for the Demons and send it inside 50 whilst he's at it. It's to the top of the goal square. No mark taken for Mernda because Blair Healy, who's already showing he's an important defender today for the Raiders, takes the intercept mark. Now he goes up the line towards where Kafari is all by himself, if you don't mind, for the Raiders. That kick was held up in the wind a little bit, so it forced him to come up to the ball. Light showers as well happening here at Laylaw Reserve as Kafari tries to stab that kick up towards where Merkel is. No mark taken for the Raiders because Dane Kellett did really well in midair to take the mark instead. He sends it back inside forward 50. No one can take the mark. Borden's there. He couldn't quite take it before being dispossessed. We'll get a ball up, according to the umpire. 35 metres out directly in front of goal for the Demons.
Yeah, and the Raiders have done a good job at soaking up time and just finding one little possession to another possession so far.
Ball gets tossed up. Spills away, trying to get there is Colatillo. Ducking in, weaving instead is Borden. Demons go all the way to the centre square, and then the big kick from Guelpho smothered. Rebounded straight to Callett, who finds Turner, who's still in the centre square. Long kick inside 50, and Morrison kick out the back. Well, just landed for it. It was in the right spot there, and now Morrison will look to get the first goal of the afternoon.
Yeah, about 50 metres out on a sliding. I don't think it was actually kicked for him, but the ball flooded over the back, and he's a big-time player in big-time games. So let's see how he goes.
So Morrison's probably going to kick from about 45 out, slight angle to speak of. Comes in, that's going to work back nicely, and missing to the right.
And so we've had 2 shots at goal, and both have been very, very close to being goal and both just the wrong side.
They've both looked good, haven't they? But it is one behind the piece, and it's going to be Desmond that clears his lines for the Raiders, and a great intercept from Turner. We spoke about him. He's having a bit of an influence already. Turner deep inside to the Morrison direction again. Won't get to him. Almost landed for Crouch. It's going to spill out the back for Will Gilmore, who's going to be happy to see that ball out of bounds for about his throwing.
Only set of brothers playing today are the Gilmores, both on old Paradians' side. One dominating in the ruck, the other dominating down back as the ball's thrown back in. The other Gilmore's in the ruck this time with Taylor for the Demons. O'Sullivan's handball was intercepted, but a free kick here will go to the way of the Raiders, holding against William Crouch. Jack Nicolo, his direct opponent, will get the free kick. Goes up the line towards a contest where Billy Morrison's there for the Demons. Two flew for the Raiders. Neither could mark, but they brought it down to ground nicely. O'Sullivan over to Cooper, who was then able to get it off to Kerr, who's able to link up in the handball change with Merkel, as well as Nolan, who's in a lot of pressure now and is wrapped up and pinned for holding the ball. It's actually Joel Tolley, one of the danger mans for the Raiders. And credit to the Demons, they've gone the switch and gone quickly. Kai Turner now on the far side, Pavilion side, is able to take the mark, get a handball off to his teammate in Vincent on this occasion, who sends it long inside forward 50. Well done, Will Gilmore, taking the intercept mark.
And that's twice the kick inside the forward 50 has floated over the intended target.
So Will Gilmore has it, defensive 50. Pavilion side, he's just going to chip a short one, that's barely 15, and his Raiders teammate knew that, so spearing ball down the line. That's going to be cut off by Callett. Callett centre wing out of Pavilion side. Lands okay for Bell. Now Bell's gone back here. I reckon he's half thinking about a shot.
I don't blame him, to be honest. With the
the man on the mark is standing a good 65 out, I reckon.
Yeah.
He'll kick from 70. And that's not an exaggeration.
I think accuracy could be the only problem.
Jaden Bell, happy to say, I'm going to have a crack here, well inside the centre square. Right boot ball. Distance might not be a problem here. It actually just landed slightly to the right, but I reckon he almost got that home.
I think if it was in line, it would have been touched. Just dipped late a little bit for him, but
7.5 gone. 2 behinds plays, 1 behind. Desmond chipping ball outside. Just inside defensive 50 in the end, in fact, has worked, and the Raiders can reset. Down the line they go. It almost worked in the favour of his teammate there in Whittle, but the Demons surround him and will call for a ball up.
Now, when kicking out from fullback, the first kick was a very good kick, wide to the about 40 metres out to a player who marked it. The second kick was just like a helicopter kick, could have gone anywhere.
Bell at the back of the pack. He's going to be wrapped up again, and we'll have a secondary stoppage.
And so what they need to do is actually find that little shorter chip to soak up time. Could have been a turnover then, lucky to get away with it.
Almost true centre wing, Pavilion side. Gilmore taps it back in the direction of O'Sullivan, just didn't get the bounce. Now Nolan gets another clearance towards half forward, diving and almost taking the mark. It actually will be paid for Michael Boundy. So Boundy will have it. It's only his 11th game of the season, Michael Boundy, but a very key forward for this old Paradian side. Boundy, left foot ball, high inside 50, hangs in the air. Merkel's in a good spot, doing well his Turner, front and centre almost for the Raiders. Demons now under pressure to clear their lines. Mazzarella looping handball intercepted by Gilmore, almost tapped it into Nolan's favour. Lots of Demons around this footy under all sorts of pressure. Mazzarella kept cool and cleared it away to Taylor with a high ball in the middle of Layla Reserve. That's going to be cut off. Nicolo will reset.
Looking good so far, Nicolo. That's a intercept for him and his third kick as he's able to push it wide out to Healy, who's also looking good for the Raiders as he does a really nice kick up towards that man just before who sent it inside forward 50 for the Raiders and Boundy. And his kick up towards half forward is going to lead to a mark. Mazzarella for Mernda's going to take it. He goes back into his defensive 50. The Demons now slowly moving this up towards the wing. Old Paradians doing really well to get numbers there. Cooper's there at ground level for the Raiders. Was taken and tackled by Taylor, and the umpire says, I'll just ball that up.
Yeah, and the Raiders are doing very well in the clinches here. They're winning more often than losing them, and they're soaking up lots of time.
So Gilmore and Taylor go at it in the ruck. Gilmore's able to win the clearance for them. Doing well was Kellett at the pickup. His handball, though, wasn't too great, but it could still work out for the Demons. It's in dispute, and Mernda do have the numbers around it. Out the back of the stoppage, getting it in the end was Rakopoulos, but he's under all sorts of pressure and is pinned for holding the ball. Doing well to get the tackle there and winning the free kick is Declan Brunskill.
He's playing a fair bit up the ground than he usually does, Brunskill. Usually a pretty deep defender, getting some of the tough key forwards, but done a lot in the middle and up the ground. He's chipped it to Healy, who's defensive side of the centre square. And now Healy, with the wind just dying for a moment, getting a good distance inside 50. Mark, though, was dropped on that occasion by Yankos. Allows old Paradians, if they can pick it up cleanly. Demons, though, with the numbers, are able to force a stoppage.
And we've gone past 10 minutes, and it's about, from Mernda's point of view, it's about time that they kicked a goal. They need to get a few with the wind.
So, tap there from the Raiders. Yankos got it over to Bell. He finds space and will clear it down the line. Numbers here favour old Paradians. Nicolo got the ball to Deck, and they're able to get themselves in a good position. Nicolo again. High ball, that's going to hang okay, and Marshall, simple mark between wing and half back on the Pavilion side. Marshall just assessing his options now. Gets some good distance on that kick.
Oh,
Gilmore. Wow, no. Looks to the naked eye. That was a clear push, but umpire says no. I'm going to take it instead.
I think the Mernda play got away with one then.
We'll have a ball up, 65 out.
So ball thrown back up. Gilmore in the ruck again with Taylor. Wasn't able to hit it out towards a teammate, but is able to get into space, which allows old Paradians to at least level the score, which is what they've done here, as they've forced another ball up just in front of the Pavilion, which is absolutely full with old Parade and Mernda Demons fans. Gilmore and Taylor go out in the ruck. Gilmore's able to knock it down to himself, then getting clearing kick up towards the line. It's worked out the back for Kafari, who takes it well at ground level, sends it inside forward 50 for Kerr, who couldn't read it properly, allows the Demons to exit through Yankos, who's now getting a good kick up towards the wing, up to a teammate where the Demons, they've just put themselves under enormous pressure. Jones was tackled in, a really good tackle. Yankos is able to pick it up now for Mernda. Sends it long inside forward 50. Can a mark be taken? No for Morrison. Could be out the back for Crouch here. His handball out in the space doesn't work. Crashing in again are the Demons, but William Gilmore for the Raiders cleans up the mess, gives it off to a teammate, and the Raiders will survive.
Tolly goes towards the Pavilion side. Bounce doesn't favour Cooper. Can he keep this ball in play? Wow, great spin. Out of danger. Now a chance for Kerr. He's up against Vincent. Kerr stays down, but it didn't bounce for him either. Trying to tap that one forward is Harris. Able to spill it away into space. He is Black now. Shrugged the tackle and got it over to Harris. Harris just gets boots the ball in time towards half forward. Borden got a hand onto it. Almost a chance for Evans. Didn't bounce for him either. Gilmore with a Sam variety. That's a poor kick.
It's almost to us.
And it's going to go out of bounds for a boundary throwing.
That's right. And there was, who was it? Marcus Nolan running into space. If the kick had had a bit more penetration on it, would have gone to him and that would have been away.
65 out from the Mernda goal. It's 2 behind to 1 in favour of the Demons. If you've just joined us, a heavy wind advantage to teams kicking to the left of your radio dial, which is what Mernda have in this first term. Spiel's out okay for you for Philp. Got it over to Nolan. Nolan handballs inboard. Chance for Kafari. Wants to give it back to Nolan. Fake the handball, and instead he goes deep to a one-on-one.
Wow.
Kerr, will it hang for him? Got hands onto it. Pachiga there right with him. Kerr just going to absorb the tackle out of bounds.
Yeah, good work by Pachiga. If he didn't nail that tackle, Kerr would have been perhaps off to the races.
Got to give credit to Kafari as well. It was a really good kick out in the space for Kerr. It's unfortunate the wind was too strong.
Chance there for Kafari. Decides to go back. There was a good kick at the end. Good option for Whittle. Man on the mark, 52 out from goal. Whittle. Probably too far out to score in these conditions. Keeps it low. France, good leap. Out the back, Kerr. Kick smothered. Black got the clearing kick away. Bounces okay for Taylor. Harris almost got cleaned up. Composed himself well. Demons clear their lines. Almost keeping it on the full there is Gollage. Needs support. He's able to find it here. Chance for Bennett. Harris in there as well. Now we'll have a boundary throw in centre wing. Pavilion side.
Geez, almost a hospital handball for Marshall there on the boundary line.
Yeah, but great work by Joel Harris a little while ago. Just showed great composure under pressure.
So ball's going to be thrown back in. on the Pavilion side, centre wing. So a real 50-50 territory battle so far. Gilmore's able to take it out of the ruck. Can he get a clean disposal? He does. Out into space, won't find a teammate. Whittle did well to get there at ground level and win it first. Was able to give it off to Philp, who put it out into space for Rufus Jones, who's under all sorts of pressure to pick it up. Did well to corral that over to the boundary line for another stoppage. However, they've lost a bit of meterage, the Raiders.
Yeah.
A little bit closer to Mernda's goal now, just outside their forward 50 as the ball is thrown back in. Franz and Billy Morrison will go at it this time. Morrison's able to win the head out, but only goes as far as the Raiders player. O'Sullivan's kick's going to be intercepted by the Demons in Kellett, who started really well off half-back for Mernda. His short chipping kick will work. Finds a teammate in Kelly in the middle of the ground. He sends it inside forward 50 to Bowden's direction, or Borden, mind you. The ball had too much pepper on it, went right over his head and over the line for a boundary throw in deep inside the Demons forward 50.
And once the ball gets over the back, it just about always runs to the boundary for 4 runs, and that's what's happened here again.
Especially to this side.
Yeah.
It's almost like if you can't mark it, you may as well set up for a stoppage straight away.
Well, that's right. And it'd be almost handy for Mernda to have someone deep right in that pocket, just waiting for the one over the back.
Boundary throw in deep inside 50 for Mernda. They lead 2 behinds to 1. Taylor getting the tap off the ground. France picked up by Bell. Snaps it towards goal. It's across the face. Now Crouch bumped off it though. And it'll be cleared away here by the Raiders. This is Philp now. Takes a bounce and gets it to Cooper. Cooper's just going to slow things down as players make their way towards the middle of the ground. He'll actually chip it back to Will Gilmore first. So Gilmore instructing his players to just go deep. He's in defensive 50, but wants to go, 50 metres. That one against Evans. I think he was encroaching the mark there.
That's going to hurt Mernda. They did so well to set up defensively here and slow it down for Old Parade. Was potentially going to force a turnover with a kick up the line. And instead they've given the Raiders really good meterage to go forward now.
So Gilmore's going to hand it off here to Ericsson. His left boot ball towards half forward's going to fall short. Almost got to Franz in the end, but not to be. And we'll have another ball up. 60 out from the Raiders' goal.
Now the Raiders are down by 1 point, but their fans will be wrapped with the way they've played the first half of this first quarter.
Morrison gets the tap. Bell, handball straight to Nolan, and his disposal was incorrect, says the umpire, so O'Sullivan will regain possession of the footy for the Raiders. Waste no time. Chipping ball's a good one to Tolley. Still outside forward 50 though. Tolley. Very high ball inside 50. Here's Kerr where he could fly. Man in front. Almost took the mark as well. Merkel there as well. Couldn't get boots of ball. Kafari at the bottom of the pack will have the ball up.
And that kick into the Raiders forward line, kick to kick at school. There was about 6 blokes going up for the specky and not one of them managed to grab it.
Here's Gilmore and here's Morrison. Gilmore, great tap to O'Sullivan. Almost got the space he needed but ran out of room. And Mazzarella now is going to clear for Mernda. To 1-on-1, goes over the head of Harris. It's going to get to Healy, who's bounced that one all the way to half-back. Healy, dangerous handball, tough one for Brunskill, clever to Nicolo. Umpire says not 15 though. Nicolo did well, sends it towards half-forward now. Great contest. Merkel to Tolley. He tries to get it towards Sam Gilmore. It's across the face of goal. A lot of work here for the big man, but boundary throw in now, says the umpire, after the Demons killed a footy.
And Joel Tolley just, he had a bit more time than he thought, and he just blazed away, and the wind took it straight across the other side of the ground and out of play.
As you said before, Nick, great courage from Mazzarella going back with the flight and halving the contest. His ball thrown back in. Gilmore takes it straight out of the ruck. If his kick wasn't smothered, that was potentially a goal. Mernda under enormous pressure. Merkel's there. Can he kick it? No. Cooper. Oh, what a save.
Wow.
What a save on the goal line. Unbelievable. Jesse Guelfo.
Yeah.
That was a certain goal for Cooper. And Guelfo's dived over it just before it's crossed the line to force a rush behind and tie the game, would you believe it, at 2 behinds each.
And Jesse Guelfo should be playing for the Socceroos with skills like that.
Brilliantly done as Kellett takes the kick out now for Mernda. It's a real wobbling kick up towards where Morrison and France are. France is able to get a fist forward, only as far as Mazzarella for Mernda, who's able to clear it and send it long up the line towards a one-on-one. No one can take the mark, but Borden's there, doing well for the Raiders as Phillips to be able to win the contest, then get it off to Healy. His kick's a dangerous one up towards the middle of the ground, but works. Rufus Jones now sends a high up and under inside forward 50. Courage needed, courage shown. Yankos did brilliantly to stand under it, take the mark, and now the Demons will go again on the other side.
They go towards the pavilion side, over the head of Noel, and ball goes out of bounds. Well,
yeah,
Demons could consider themselves lucky, Doug, that they're not a couple of goals behind with some of those players.
Well, that's right. With Yankos there, the one good thing he knew was he didn't have Billy Morrison charging at him, because he knew the troops were coming, though.
Was sandwiched in the end by two Raiders players crunching into him.
Centre wing, pavilion side, boundary throw in, tap from Morrison. D's, no room to move, we'll go again.
Yeah, and with the inside the clinches, the Raiders are getting it more often than not, but when the D's get it, they're often getting tackled and they can't get away.
So we're going to have, dangerous tackle or pushing the back, says the umpire. So Old Paradians are going to win the footy here. This is Declan Brunskill, who, as we've been saying, has been playing a lot more in the middle of the ground today than his usual defensive area. His kick, though, is a poor one. Goalage, just got the kick away. Bouncing ball, Evans, great pick up, but has no help. Has to handball back. Roussos under all sorts of pressure, but he was caught high. So he gets away with that.
Lucky for the Demons, because they were outnumbered about 5-2 then.
Now the numbers streaming inside 50. Roussos with a high ball. They've got numbers in the hole over the head of Healy. Didn't quite get to Borden. Spinning through was Bell. Taylor lost his footing. Bell crutched at the tackle. And we'll go again for another ball up as this wind really makes its presence known at Layla Reserve.
So thrown up about 30 metres directly in front from goal for the Demons. Franz did well to win the clearance. His kick up to Merkel will work. Merkel under enormous pressure, handballs over towards Mernda. O'Sullivan's there for the Raiders to clean up the mess. Franz's kick, though, won't stay in play. Will it be determined deliberate? No, it won't. So we'll get a boundary throw in right in front of our broadcast side.
My guess is that Montmorency have the wind because they lead 23-0 40 minutes into the first quarter at Preston City Oval.
They probably do, Nick. I have to agree with you as ball's thrown back in. Morrison, absolute class, gives it off to Mazzarella. His kick inside forward 50 was a wobbly one. Healy did well to stand in the hole and knock that one out of bounds for a stoppage. So we'll get a boundary throw in deep inside Mernda's forward 50. Brilliant work from Billy Morrison out the back to Mazzarella. More of that, please.
Ruck work, 101 there. That was perfect stuff. He's going to be Taylor this time doing the ruck. Franz there right with him. Rakavolis laying the tackle. Got the footy in the end. His kick, though, smothered by about 4 men. We'll go again.
And we've got the possibility of a goalless first term, which we haven't seen so far this final series.
Ball gets tossed up again. Here's Taylor. Looks like another clearance for Old Paradians. No. They run out of room. We'll have another boundary throw in. 45 out from the Demons' goal.
You could jinx it, Doug. You never know. Right on the siren.
Well, we're 23 minutes in now to this first term. It's 2 behinds apiece. Long boundary throw in. Both ruckmen getting a tap. Almost for Callett. Here's Mazzarella. Can't pick up that footy. Ericsson there as well. Chance now for Callett. Gets boots a ball. That's going to swing okay. It's a 2-on-1 in favour of the Raiders, and Healy kills it. Another behind for the Demons. They're 3 behinds. The Raiders are 2 behinds. 23.5 goal first term.
So, just waiting for Ericsson to come into the goal square for Old Parade to take the kick out for the Raiders. He's got the wind against him, so this kick will hang itself in the air and will fall its way
Not a bad result.
Out of bounds. It's actually probably a win. They get a stoppage outside their defensive 50. This boundary throw-in will be conducted. Be interesting to see who goes in the ruck this time for either side. It seems as though Billy Morrison will be there and Franz as well for the Raiders. Franz able to win the hit out, trying to get it off to a teammate, didn't work. O'Sullivan did well to get a little chip kick up towards Cooper, whose kick is intercepted in the end by Yankos, who's done well off halfback so far for the Demons. Shown a bit of courage and has been intercepting it well. He now sends it back inside forward 50 to a big pack. Can anyone take a mark? Yes, they can! It's Lockie Taylor out the back, if you don't mind. Did well to read the flight of the ball, knew that had a lot of speed on it due to the wind, and was able to just take it into his lap out the back and can potentially give Mernda their first goal of the preliminary final.
Yeah, and while he's lining up about 40 out on about a 30-degree angle, that's another time the ball's gone over the back of the pack.
So Lockie Taylor to kick his first of the afternoon and his 24th of his young career. No, he can't. He's pushed it left. And so the Demons will take a very small 2-point lead. 4 behinds for them. Old Parade, 2 behinds for them.
Imagine saying at the start of the year, the first quarter of a preliminary final would be this. It'll be cleared away by the Raiders. It hangs okay for Turner to intercept.
And he is within scoring distance. He should have a shot here. He's be kicking from about 60 with the breeze at his back.
Well, he's only kicked 1 career goal, Turner.
I think
so
he is
if he's
up.
going for an opportunity, why not? Long ball missing to the left. Wow.
Well, he had the distance, no problems. He's normally a pretty long kick. It's just a matter of the accuracy.
5 behinds, plays 2 behinds, 25.5 goal first term.
I think we've got to get used to players just pinging it from about 60, 65 out when they go in this direction today.
So Ericsson, if the Raiders can keep it to this, they will be more than happy to be behind at quarter time. Ericsson again opts to go pavilion side. Hangs very much. Gilmore gets there. Oh, mark dropped in what looked to be a simple one in the end for O'Sullivan, I think.
Yeah, you'd be thinking that if the Raiders are 3 goals or less down at quarter time, that'd be a win. So this is a huge result for them so far.
So some blue sky peering here at Layla Reserve, which is great to see. So it's actually going to be cleared here by Anthony Kafari. High ball hanging again in the air. Umpire says, I'll have it.
Did you make any positional changes so far, Nick, or is this planning out both well for both sides?
No, I think the players are in the right spots, to be honest, Zach. It's just... And look, and I say that because Mernda have still had their chances to kick goals. But Billy Morrison, now I'll tell you what, he will kick from just forward to centre wing pavilion side here. The siren's gone.
He has to be quick because he's got all the wind now with him.
Morrison's going to kick from 80 metres out. No, that one's not getting there. And the Raiders will just ensure that ball's killed. And that is quarter time at Laylaw Reserve. Pretty bizarre one if you ask us, but with the wind, you can't expect much less. Mernda are 5 behinds. Old Paradians are 2 behinds.